Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the continuation of our WCW Saturday Night Review series. This is February 3rd, 1990, and Sting, Flair, and Arn Anderson all threatening J-Tech Corp, the Dragon Master, Dungeon Master, and Buzz Sawyer, basically getting ready for the Clash of the Champions coming up in a couple of days there. The Steiner Brothers, who are certainly a team that is regarded well here. Obviously, Rick and Scott, your tag team champions at the time. Happened pretty quickly for the Steiners, to be honest. They continue to be on top and go at it with Doom among other teams upcoming, and the Andersons as well. Enhancement match here. Scott with a top rope or modified double team bulldog, among other things. Scott also managing to hit the Frankensteiner back when it looks really good. And they want the Andersons once and for all. The attempted stealing of the tag team championships from the Steiners is a topic of conversations. Of course, the team of the Andersons, Ole and Arn. Pretty big thing here. The Fabulous Freebirds in an enhancement match up next. Freebirds and Steiners eventually do battle as well in the upcoming weeks and months here. So that's kind of there. And, you know, they seem to be pretty focused on making things happen. Of course, the team of the Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes, Jimmy Jam Garvin, and they are pretty aggressive with their enhancement talents here. Short knees and other such things from Garvin. Garvin taking his adversary into the buckles and some running clotheslines. Big back body drop by Jimmy Garvin along the way, and eventually the elevated DDT from the Freebirds leads them to a victory that they are pretty committed to getting. We then will move to me grabbing my phone. We'll be back with two shakes of a lamb's tail. Hello, and as we return to the process of the Samoan SWAT team with Sarah Oliver Humperdinck in a enhancement match. Zan Panzer, one of the enhancement guys, and he is obviously a pink individual, or just in all pink anyway. You know, very basic punch kick with the Samoans, top rope splash finishes things off, and it's very basic there. Confrontation between the another of the Samoans and Dr. Death, Steve Williams. Dr. Death kind of been around a little bit, and they're trying to do a babyface thing with him. It doesn't really go on that well. Also, there's talk of, at the upcoming Clash, Mil Moscaris. This is the Mil Moscaris Cactus Jack ill-fated match that doesn't go very well. Anyway, an enhancement match with Galaxian number 1 is up next, and the Galaxian basically doing an old school mask gimmick. Speaking of Mil Moscaris, Moscaris comes over here. Nice float over suplex by Moscaris along the way, and he hits a crossbody, gets a victory in quick order. Moscaris, a guy who probably one of the more known individuals in Lucha Libre for the time period, certainly in the States, doing the majority of his work in the Southwest. Anyway, Lex Luger, multi-time U.S. champion, very happy, basically wants to get his hands on Ric Flair in a couple of weeks at the wonder that is the upcoming Wrestle War pay-per-view. Very basic punch kick and torture rack match for Luger as the U.S. champion, upcoming with a victory here. Of course, he ended up confronting Flair. Brian Pillman and Tom Zink managing to get where he wants to get, and there is they are kind of talking about building for the future of the tag team division for themselves. Then we see an enhancement match with the Rock and Roll Express. Of course, Rock and Roll and the Midnights are still kind of going at it. Bob Cook, one of the enhancement talents, so you know the match is going to be pretty solid there. Ricky Morton trying to stay, and does very well, stay on his adversary in a reasonably quick fashion. Then, of course, we go to another in the enhancement match, the second of the Galaxians managing to fall prey to Doug Furnas. Furnas in an enhancement match, one of his first few matches, managing to get a backbreaker submission after a drop kick. Furnas coming in from, I believe, University of Oklahoma football at the time, new to the wrestling stuff, and ultimately pretty big impact for him to have, at least early in the career there, of Doug Sawyer and the Buzz Sawyer rather, and the Dragon Master in an enhancement match. Up next, of course, they are at war with the Horsemen. Babyface Horseman just seems kind of weird. Anyway, continuation of things there, and a modified power slam from Sawyer. Sawyer, does the leg drop. Sawyer, incredibly athletic for the time period, even though his body's pretty beat up. Probably one of the more unique guys. Obviously, if the drug fueled hadn't been such a big deal, it would have been less of an issue. But Woman basically propositioning to invite Ric Flair out. She becomes involved with the Horsemen, leading to, at least in part, the Horsemen's heel turn returning a little bit. Woman basically says she will help Ric Flair in any way that she can, professionally, she hints. Anyway, a Kevin Sullivan match with Sean Regal. No relation to William Regal, but Kevin Sullivan kind of having the breakdown of the Varsity Club, among other things. Sullivan hits a gut-wrench suplex, release style, punch kick, and double jump, kind of the double stomp there. Ultimately, then we see the Road Warriors and Paul Ellering promising to get rid of Doom, promising to get rid of the Skyscrapers and anybody else that gets in their way. Enhancement match for Arn Anderson, who is your on-again, off-again television champion at the time. Punch kick, works over the arm of his adversary, and a modified spine buster along the way. And we kind of see the actually highlights here of the Dragon Master thing, and Great Muta becoming involved, and Anderson obviously getting beaten down, kind of building towards the Horseman being laid out. Spike Piledriver on Arn Anderson, which is kind of a big deal. Anderson not normally laid out like that. The Mod Squad up next in a tag team match, a relatively short-term team. They're not exactly something that's too terribly needed at the time. Anyway, Sting and Arn Anderson, your baby faces, and Anderson just so good at playing the crowd here. Mod Squad, a enhancement talent team, getting them ready for the J-Tech Corp, and etc. and so forth. But and Sting, obviously, still the franchise guy for WCW. WCW haven't been around for less than 2 full years. And Arn Anderson comes in, cuts the ring off a little bit there, trying to get as much as he can out of things. And ultimately, Anderson, very punch kick, hits the spine buster, and Ric Flair at ringside. Anderson says the Horsemen in a post-match promo are the symbol of excellence, and we try to be the same. Here on Pro Wrestling Logic, we'll be back with more right after this.